What? By the way, gotta ask you.
I mean, this guy took down the world's richest man.
No, I took down Musk, man.
He took down Musk, man. Poor Musk. But poor
Poor
Musk.
Musk.
Poor Musk, man. Weeks ago when we were talking about the Supreme Court race, we were like, "Damn, Elon Musk, he sucks," and this and that. Now we're over here like, "Poor guy, Trump." Poor guy, man.
It's funny because we were talking about Elon Musk in connection to the Wisconsin. God, this seems like ancient history. Wisconsin State Supreme Court race, a big victory for the Democrats, and to some degree, it was the result of putting Elon Musk's head on on the neck of the Republican candidate and watching the response. Although, as I pointed out at the conversation at the time, Alejandro, the race you ran, the same margin, there was no Elon Musk. So I think we may have gone overboard in blaming Elon Musk or for what the Democrats did in that race, if you follow what I said, because you won by the same margin and there was no Elon Musk. Okay. It was
Well, no, let me correct you. And I corrected you the last time we were on the show. We won by 11 points. They won by 10 points.
okay. Yeah, sorry. I apologize. I humbly apologize. Get it correct now, right?
I'm not counting, but
Oh, yeah, you're not counting.
I'm just fact checking.
In some ways, I could argue, and I will argue, that it was a discredit to put so much emphasis on Elon Musk to the Democrats of Wisconsin, because you make it seem like it was a one-shot deal, a one-time deal. Oh, it was Elon Musk. You take away Elon Musk, and Republicans win that race. I'm going, no, there's something at play here.
I think it was a smart decision to tie a candidate to Elon Musk because politically the climate at that moment was very Musk focused, and people, his approval, Musk approval numbers have been dropping, and so tying the conservative candidate to Musk, I think, was a very smart decision. But that's when in campaigns, when we talk about strategy, that's what I like to say is taking everything off of the table for Republicans. So whether it was smart or the analysis or whatever, no, the campaign took everything off the table on crime, on Musk, on Trump. You got to take away whatever their arguments could be and whatever their strengths might be from them so that you can win these races. And they won, right? And they did a great job. So,
yeah, you're absolutely correct that they have to. If you have a tool, if you will, like Elon Musk, you
use it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm not arguing that, but I'm just saying that if you're drawing back and trying to have lessons about where Wisconsin politics are, you're doing a disservice to your analysis by just saying, "Oh, well, this election was about Elon Musk." Well, no, the last one, he wasn't around. There's something about the extremism of the Republican Party that. You and I talked about this, the extremism of the Republican Party in a swing state like Wisconsin that puts off voters when they're directly given a choice, Alejandro, about where they want their state to go. And I think this is a lesson that Democratic strategists can learn. When given a choice about where they want their state to go, and they move away from the extremism of the Republican Party.
Yeah. No, I agree. When people don't want the extremism. People want, like I said in the last show, people want to feel safe. People want to thrive, and people just want to live their damn lives. Right? They don't want to see what's going on.
All right. So speaking of lessons that I feel have wrong lessons that have been quote unquote learned by politicians, let's talk about the immigration issue. Donald Trump has made this his signature issue since he announced his campaign in 2015. I don't know, were you even in high school or something? That's how long this has been going on, Alejandro. I know you're young. You may still have been in grammar school for all I know. Just teasing. So this has been his signature issue. I've been, I guess, against it from the moment. I think it's an absurd argument he's made. I think this country thrives on immigration. I believe in an open border to a certain degree, and I could never win an election anywhere, Alejandro. Could you imagine me as your client? So, and I felt kind of fortified by this. I was talking about this yesterday's show. I watched this old clip of Ronald Reagan, believe it or not, Ronald Reagan in a presidential debate in 1980, talking about open borders, talking about the need to have, if you were a Mexican and you want to come live in America for a while and just have a job and pay taxes and support your family, and then you want to go back to Mexico, go ahead. That's what he talked about, Alejandro. This was a Republican. And I was like, yeah, I agree with that. That's Donald Trump changed it. He's changed it. So now Democrats start emulating Republicans on this issue. And the Republicans have deserted whatever values Reagan had on this issue. And I'm wondering, has the time come for Democrats to stop being so apologetic about their support of immigration to this country and just boldly say, no, this is good and healthy to have immigrants coming to our country. It fortifies our economy. Your thoughts on this larger issue of immigration as a political force?
Yeah, no, listen, I think it's a political force. I think that, I think that Trump has done a really good job of just demonizing this issue and making it an issue that isn't an issue, right? Because let's remember, like immigration, has always been important for especially for the past 40 years, and has always been a part of the political debate. But it hasn't been as like the issue hasn't been risen to the kind of fever level that we're experiencing now. And the president is doing that to just tap into people's fears and insecurities, um, about with the political climate right now. I think that Democrats must stand firm in what our shared belief is on immigration and immigration reform. And I think broadly that has been, if you come to this country and you play by the rules, and then you deserve to stay here and you deserve to be here. And if you are coming and causing issues and are a violent criminal, then you should not be here. I think it's something that's universal and that people feel and people want, whether you're a Democrat or whether you're Republicans. But Trump has turned it into an issue. It's like the reason why we're having all these issues is because the immigrants are taking their job and they're taking advantage of the system, and they're getting health care, and you're paying for this, and the economy's so bad and all this stuff, and you shouldn't be paying for this. And it's just he's just creating chaos and using it as a wedge issue to kind of push forward his agenda. And so I think we need to remind people remind people that things are actually not bad, and immigrants are good for this country. We're all immigrants. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my grandfather and my grandmother who came to this country. Ben, same thing with you, right? And just remember who we are as people, as Americans, and just remember that listen, there's a lot of ugliness out there, but at the root, we're good people, and all we want to do is feel protected and feel safe and thrive and build for our own families. And so, it's a complicated issue. Like this, what I'm providing right now is not the answer or the solution, but I just think that we need to kind of bring down the temperature on this rhetoric, and because I was talking to someone last night, and they're talking about how you know we need to send everyone back because it's not fair, the legal way, the illegal way, all this stuff. And hey, this guy is talking to me about how his parents came to this country from another country, and I'm like, man, what are we talking about here? What are we doing here? And so we just need to remind ourselves as who we are as Americans, because it's very hypocritical to be like, hey, send them back, but hey, my mom and dad that came here, that's a different story.
Yeah. That's absolutely. And I urge everyone, if they haven't already, there's an interview. It's in Spanish between Jorge Ramos and Marco Rubio. I don't know if you've seen.
That was exactly. It's a great interview that really showcases like the hypocrisy.
Unbelievable. I got to give Ramos credit. He takes Rubio down. It's in
Hey,
Spanish.
Ben,
Yeah.
we're in the heart of a conversation that I told you was going to happen. Dustin Hoffman just walked out of this hotel.
Show them some love from me, okay? I love The Graduate. I remember you were a young man. On the streets of New York, ladies and gentlemen. Every Chicago podcast has to have a correspondent on the streets of New York wearing a Dodgers hat. By the way,
I haven't gotten any. I haven't gotten any hate, which I'm very surprised.
Well, I mean, they were the Brooklyn Dodgers before they came to Los Angeles, and we could do a whole show what they did to a Mexican American community. You already alluded to it, like near Echo Park. It's a beautiful stadium. I got to tell you, man, it's an absolutely gorgeous stadium. But that said, you're right. There's people all over Los Angeles who've been displaced, and I was too young to cover that. Okay, even I, as old as I am, but if I were, I've been all over that story, the displacement of a whole community. All right, Alejandro, I'll let you get back on with your day. I knew I had to talk to you at this moment in time as I watch what Donald Trump and his thugs are doing to a great American city, and they're trying to turn the country against California and Los Angeles and Mexican Americans and Mexicans for that matter. I don't understand it. I don't know why any Mexican American would ever vote for Donald Trump. Go ahead.
Let's before we hop off. This was fantastic. I know we centered this conversation around Mexicans and Mexican Americans like myself, and that's because I'm from LA. But let's not forget, it's folks all over Latin America. It's folks from Central America. It's folks from China. It's folks from all over that we need to remind that immigration it's not just Mexicans, and it's not just Mexico, and it's not just people hopping through crossing the border and getting here. It's everyone but Native American, because we weren't the first here.
Yeah. Actually, there's a whole bit. I'm going to send it to you, George Carlin, on why he doesn't call Native Americans Native Americans. You will laugh your ass off. It's very funny, and it's very true. George Carlin is looking smarter and smarter as the days go on. Alejandro, I'll let you get back to your day. Go say hi to Dustin Hoffman for me. Give him a hug. Tell him how bad I feel about the Knicks. Not really. And I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
All right, you too as well. Thank you very much, Alejandro. Also want to thank our producer Chris. He does a great job, and I know Alejandro, Dustin Hoffman agree. Producer Chris, give yourself a raise. Take it out of petty cash. Peace and love, everybody.